Welcome to Round 1, the ongoing series where we play just the beginning of a game to give you a taste of what it's like. In today's episode, we're going to be playing Who Goes There from Certifiable Studios, a mostly cooperative game where players deal with the constant and growing paranoia of attempting to discover whom amongst them may be infected. The game is based off the incredibly popular 1938 novella from John W. Campbell, which later went on to become the classic movie The Thing. Players are going to begin the game as humans, who are trapped and tasked with finding supplies to both combat the mysterious shape-shifting alien and to escape the freezing cold of the Antarctic. Players are going to build, trade, and upgrade their gear to better their chances of surviving, while also attempting to deduce who amongst them may not be who they appear to be. You'll see every move that we make, and after the dust settles, join us as we discuss the entire experience and find out who survived the deadly encounters of Who Goes There. Welcome back to Man vs. Meeple. Today we have a round one. We're going to be talking about Who Goes There. This is an old James Campbell novel from 1938, and we have the guys from Certifiable Studios with us today. Jesse, Anthony, you guys are the creators of this fantastic game.
We indeed are.
Yes.
And you're not only the creators, but you're also the artists,
Yes.
the sculptors, the molders.
Just about everything.
Yeah,
right.
The graphic designers.
Rulebook
And
designer.
we play it.
Yeah,
And
and you're the experts on the game. Jeremy and I haven't played it too much. We just, all honesty, we just did play a couple rounds just to get our feet wet.
Yeah.
But we're going to walk through, as always, first couple rounds of the game. This time we're going to show you a little bit throughout the game too. We're going to do the first couple rounds, maybe touch on phase 2, and then wrap up with the end. And then, as always, hit the couches and talk about our experience.
So what is the game? It is a social deduction game based around Who Goes There, which obviously was sculpted into a movie called The Thing, right?
Yes. Yep.
So everyone is in the Antarctic, and they're trying to survive because there's this alien. Could we call it an alien creature that is
It's
hunting
a
them?
shapeshifter alien.
Yeah, and it's taking a hold of their body. So the idea in the game is that we're all have separate characters with their own variable player powers, and we're trying to survive an X number of rounds or days. And in this game, we're going to be playing 15 rounds.
Yes.
And the idea is by the end of 15 rounds, one of us may or may not be the Thing. Some of us may or may not be infected.
Right.
And the humans are trying to get to the helicopter to escape, while trying not to take the infected players with them along the way.
And the infected players are trying to do the same thing.
Right.
So, unlike a lot of these games, it seems like the infected players are still going to be behaving, for the most part, like the other players.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to do exact same things they were doing before they became infected to blend in to the people they were before.
And no one is infected in the beginning, so.
Yeah, at the beginning, I mean, throughout, it's a very cooperative game.
Yep.
It's just that the paranoia gets ratcheted up throughout, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, so let's talk about the components before we start talking about the game
Yeah.
itself. There are two boards here that are split up. The boards are split up for a reason. That's because you have an inside area where players are usually safe from the Thing, and then you have an outside area, which is going to be reducing your stamina, but also has the helicopter points hidden into these 3 phase decks. There's 3 phase decks because there's 3 phases of the game that get progressively harder as you build towards the end game condition. Each player has a player board in front of them. This is going to mark their actions, their stamina, all the different unlockables and tiles that they can acquire and place on their board, which give them ongoing abilities or more re-rolls through the course of the game. You also have this, and I gotta say, this is awesome. You have a buildable menu of which you can take all these different items that you collect in the game from the workshop or the storage area and build new items into it, which is fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of the cooperation seems to revolve around, okay, I need this to help me build this torch. Do you have that? Oh, you do? Okay. But as the game plays, if he gives me something and he's infected, I might then get infected along with it. So you start questioning who you're taking cards from and when.
Each player also has their own player deck, so when you search for things, you can search from your player deck randomly, from the storage and from the workshop areas. And as you said, infected, this is cool clicker. And as you either bunk up with people during specific rounds, you have to be safe by staying with your fellow humans, or you have to eat or trade items with other players. You could be passing this infection clicker to other players and marking it whether you're human or whether you're infected by the other players. And this is fantastic because the other players can see what you are, but it always resets back to the center when it comes back to you.
Yep.
So there's that hidden portion of the game as well.
So if you, the viewer, catch us doing that during the game, make note of what our facial expression is, because we're going to be trying very hard to play it cool.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into the game. We're going to play a 15-round game. We're going to show you a couple rounds of the game. At the very start of the game, we're going to put this on round 1. Now, this can be played up to 18 rounds if you so wish.
if
You
you
have a
want a
little
longer
bit
game.
longer game.
Yes.
Everything in the game is finite, though. So as you go through the workshop and the storage decks, you're going to be discarding them, using them, throwing them to the bonfire. So it does have a timed element to it. So you want to be able to use your resources intelligently.
Yep.
Also, at the start of the game, every new round, you're going to be a camp event card. And that's going to be controlled by the player who is highest in the ranking order. Now, we each randomly drew a character. And it looks like, Gary, you have the highest rank, which does a couple different things.
I'm the commander, yes.
You are deciding which of the players is going to go and in what order, but you're also deciding what order at the end of the game we're boarding that helicopter.
Yes.
Right,
The order I
Which is
pick now
super interesting.
applies to the end of the boarding round.
Okay, but you also have to make sure that each of us is doing these events.
Yes.
Because on every player's turn, we all have to take part in these events. And those events can be instant things, they can be attacks from random characters that are built into the game, or they can be setbacks like avalanches and such things like that.
Yeah, if a player misses the event, he instantly takes the penalty of that event. So you want to be on top of it.
There's 5 worker placement locations. I call them worker placement locations because they're spots where you're going to move your character around. At the start of the game, we each randomly decide where we're going to start. You can then start inside or outside. And then each player is going to draw 1 card from each of the 3 main stacks of cards. So each of us is starting with a storage card, a workshop card, and then one of our own personal cards. And these have their own random type of things in them. Workshop's going to have a lot of your different buildable items.
Yeah.
Your storage is going to have a lot of your consumable items and 2 rare buildable items.
Multi-use buildables.
And then your character is kind of your variable player power. Each of us have different things in here that fit very specifically to what we can do or contribute to the team.
Yeah, the characters, not only the decks, but these boards themselves are quite variable. There's a lot of unlockables here that are really interesting because when you go outside, you're going to be gaining experience, using that experience to level up, if you will, and choose which of these things you want to unlock. You might be able to get more stamina, another action each turn, and everyone has one of these unique dice that you can unlock and use for very specific purposes each round.
All right, I think we've explained enough. We'll explain more as we go, but Gary, you are leading us on our expedition to
When we say Gary, it's Jesse, but
well, no, we're
Commander
calling you
Gary, I'm
You're
Gary.
now.
You're Gary.
You're Gary.
We're in our roles. I'm
Yeah.
McCready. I understand that I drink a lot.
But you're the
the warm
meteorologist. I
alcoholic.
don't know how that plays into the game, but you will be drinking.
Yes.
And I'm playing Dr. Copper, who is the physician. I'm going to be trying to heal people of attack damage, basically.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Allegedly. And what are you?
And I will be Kinner. I will be the cook. I will be responsible for keeping everybody fed.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
That's the plan, at least.
All right.
Okay, so
lead us.
as the commander, I flipped the first event card. So right now it's green. The very first thing we're going to do is each take 1 action dice, and you're trying to roll a success.
Boom.
I did. I get to draw 1 card. If I would have missed that, we would lose. So go ahead, and here's the turn order. We're going to go Kinner. Let's just go counterclockwise, Dr. Copper and McCready.
So I'll roll for the Paranoia. Oh, so I got to discard.
not so good.
That's not good.
So the penalty is just discarding a card of your choice?
I have
Correct.
but I have such good stuff.
And that's face up to the discard camp.
Yes.
Camp discard pile.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, oh my goodness,
gosh.
it's a good
Well,
one.
I guess I'll discard my trash.
I don't know which one to draw
Okay, I'm going to...
is
Oh,
awful.
boy.
These dice that we're rolling are 50-50.
Yes.
And there are ways to roll more dice. However, this event locks you into rolling just 1 die.
I'm
Yeah, it's a
going
bit
to...
sensitive.
Man, I have a good starting hand. I have to get rid of this buildable cloth.
This is bad.
I'm going to go here because I'm not there. That was not a good call. Okay, I got matches.
All right.
Now, on my first, I'm going to use 2 actions.
So he's using his actions right now to be able to power his special abilities or his turns. Each of us is going to start with 5 different actions, and the different actions we take require a different amount of actions cubes to use.
I'm going to do this again. And I notice I have more cards than I can hold.
There is a hand limit there.
Yes. So I'm going to
hand
have
limit.
to now cut these back. So instead of wasting these cards,
Can trade with someone?
would one of y'all like matches?
You know what? I might go that same route. Do you have wood?
I do, but I want to use the wood.
I do, but not for you.
What are you trying to give away?
Matches?
Yeah, I'll take matches. So I have to actually discard 1 of my action cubes to receive that.
And there you go.
I will check it. Now I can announce, right, if it is match. We're all working together here at the beginning, so it's matches.
For my last, I'm going to roll for my stamina to build that up.
Oh.
So one of the actions you can do is roll 1 die to try to gain stamina. Your stamina are your natural dice that you're using for taking care of attacks and setbacks within the game. So
Yeah.
That's it for me. Anthony, you're up.
All right, so luckily we don't have an event to deal with as in an attack, so I get just free searching. Let's go for it. I'm gonna search to try to build something.
Yeah, and you have to discard get rid of
Search
2 of
again.
these cubes to search, which is a fair amount of cubes to get rid of.
Yep.
Not what I wanted, but I'm gonna do one action
Yeah, boy.
and a dex, which gives me another free action.
you have
Oh,
one.
nice.
So I get one back and I spend it to now, that was 2 to search again.
How many cards you got?
I have 4. I
I see.
got some metal, screws, and cloth.
So you use the dex card, which is effectively another action with your last cube to search again.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, Anthony. You said you got metal screws and cloth.
Well, yeah.
I have the. If you want to
I don't
wait,
have it.
I know next round I'll give you my cloth so you can start working on a coat. If you give me your screws,
I
Ooh, I
will
like
do
the
that.
bargaining going.
I will do that.
didn't
that
get
way
one?
we both
No
coming
wood?
out ahead.
No, I actually had to burn my wood at the first because I lost. So
I will do a search as well, burning 2 of my cubes to search in the location that I am, which is the workshop. That is not what I wanted. I will use 2 more to search again. Wow.
getting some good stuff.
So this is one of the portions of the game where you spend some time looking to see what you can do. That's fun. And I don't think I can build anything. I need a scarf. Okay. I'm going to keep this in hopes that someone can draw some wood, but you're not going to draw any wood. So I'm going to roll for stamina. That's what I'm going to do. And I always take that to want to roll it. All right. Missed.
No, it was just as good a result.
I know, right? All right.
All right, I've got 4 cubes left. I'm going to start by searching the storage. Just what McCready wants.
More alcohol.
And you know what?
One of the things you can also do, whenever you do a search, you're searching the location of where you are at that time. So if I'm out here, I'm searching these different phase decks. But you can also search your own character deck,
Yes.
meaning you draw from the top of there.
as long as you're inside.
Yeah, and again, all of us have special cards in here that tailor to our variable player powers.
Right, I've got a lot of alcohol in my deck. All right, well, I'm actually going to. Oh, I only have 1.
You're wanting to move and search.
I'm going to actually just search again. All right.
Anything good?
All right,
Yes,
so
I got a flare gun, actually.
that's basically the end of one round. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to progress this to the next round. If anyone is outside, they have to lose 1 of their stamina. Now, I know we kind of glazed over what stamina does, but this is your stamina track. The more stamina you have, the more dice you get to naturally roll against things. This is going to fluctuate throughout the game, up and down. There's a way to even unlock your 6 stamina throughout the game. So,
Yeah, so right now everybody would reset their actions.
all right.
Okay, we're going to play 1 more round here in the first phase, and then we're going to pick up a little bit somewhere in the second phase to give you a little bit of a different flavor.
All right. Camp event.
Flip one of these events.
Come on, Commander.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it's red.
That's
we're,
not
We're
good.
locked, so we can't go outside it, which I wanted to. If we fail this roll, we will receive 1 strike and vulnerable card. So,
All right.
And since
I'm
it's red
going
and not
to-
an instant, we're going to each be dealing with this
Right.
in turn on our
and
own
as the
turn.
captain, I will not let y'all forget
Yes,
to.
please don't.
So, I'm going to try to build my stamina to better prepare me for that.
And you can attack him at any time on your turn.
Anytime, as long as
Okay.
before I pass, the
Okay.
turnover, I'm going to go ahead and.
He's going to forget.
Yeah.
That's why he's doing it now.
Wow, it's 1.
There
There
you
we
go.
go. There it is. Okay, so that gives me 2 dice against it. Anthony, can I
yeah.
please have the wood?
Wait, you didn't have wood.
Yeah, I didn't have. You wanted
go screws.
Okay, so but I'm also gonna take the cloth from you.
Well, because you guys are, okay.
Right.
So let me see that.
So here's the screws, and I would like the cloth, please.
Okay, so with this action
Now
here,
again, those may not be wood or cloth.
Yeah,
But
they
it's
might
really
not
too
be.
early. No
At-
one's taken a vulnerable
At
card
this
yet.
point,
so.
it
Yeah.
probably is.
Yeah.
And later in the game, and as you'll see, I'm sure in phase 2, when you've taken one of these black cards, which could potentially be an infected card, we're going to have to be passing the clicker with every card trade we do.
Let's talk about this real quick as well. There are 12 cards in this vulnerable deck. Only one of them is an infection. So one of them has a red blood smear on it. The rest are just blank cards.
cards. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to I use my 1 action, the screws, wood, making me a club. That club's going to go here, and that's going to help me fight against this, which is why I want to make the
Nice.
trade.
So-
So that's 1, 2, 3.
3 dice.
All I need is
You got it.
Okay.
Now, why he just needed one, as we go through these phases of the game, they require a specific number of successes. As the game progresses with, and you get further into it, it requires more successes because it becomes naturally harder, but also you're geared up a little bit more to be able to deal with it. So
Hopefully.
should be. Should be.
For my last action, I'm going to try one more time to get me my last stamina cube.
And that's a yes.
That's it.
Nice.
Very nice.
You are up.
Okay, so we have to deal with a thing. I get 1. So instead of rolling for stamina right now, I'm gonna build a cloth to make a scarf. And what that's gonna do is it's also gonna give me 1 stamina and XP reroll. So now when I spend to roll for stamina, I at least get a reroll.
Oh,
And you can do
nice.
that once per every turn.
Oh, every turn.
But I don't need it. So there's that. I kind of want to.
You can do it again.
Yeah, but it's not going to help me any more than what I currently need, so
Yeah.
I'm going to spend it to search, see if I can get something to build. You got cloth.
I could use some cloth.
Well, I think I'm going to need it for. No, I don't. I could help somebody build a scarf. Now I have
Just go into
1,
scarf
2.
business.
I know, right? So now I only get 2 against the thing.
I feel optimistic.
Pray for me.
Oh,
nice.
nailed it.
Look at that.
All right, so that's my turn.
I will search again and see what I get. Anyone need rope or screws?
Oh, I actually could
Or
use
you out
rope.
of actions.
Yeah, if you'll hold it for me though.
Very much appreciated.
I'm gonna roll for some stamina here. See what I can get. Nope, I'm gonna roll for stamina. Got it. And I will.
Gives you 2 dice against him.
Yeah, I can't move outside because we're locked by the event, and I can't build anything. I'm pretty much stuck doing nothing right now.
Because
I'm
even
out
if
of
you roll for
actions.
your last stamina, you still only get the 2
Yeah,
dice
I need
max.
someone to give me wood. All right, so I will stay there, and I'm going to roll. Thank you, leader, for not telling me. And I'm rolling 2 whopping dice.
Oh,
Nailed it.
nice.
That
No
was the
thing for
perfect
me.
time you needed to roll.
Nice.
No thing for me.
So you're done? You're holding on to that?
I'm holding on to this.
Okay, first
Don't
things.
forget to fight this at some point in your turn.
And you did that, right?
I told myself.
All right, first things first. I have a flare gun.
There you
I
go.
can just
Nice.
discard this to grab the flare gun.
Yes, you
Be a
can.
little bit more prepared for what's to come. I'll put that in my
Is that from your
items log.
personal deck?
The storage
That was
actually has
from my
some
storage.
So it can't be upgraded, but
Nice.
it's instant, and that's 1 red and 1 blue. That's one of our favorites to
Very nice.
How lucky.
Exactly. I'm going to
exactly what I need.
I know.
search
I can give
storage
them to
deck
you
really
next.
quick before
Because
I
then what
leave.
that'll do is that'll also
you build
help
your
me
stamina up
search
1,
here
you'll get
faster
your
for canned
3
food for
against
everybody, so we
this
don't have
guy
to worry
here.
about that.
Nice. It's inside only?
Well, this one is. This one's outside.
Here's what's happening.
But I'm definitely not built
I'm
up
going
to
to
be
move
searching
outside.
them.
You can't.
Oh, I can't. Oh, it's
Oh,
locked.
locked. Yeah,
The
we're all
door's
wanting to go out.
locked. All right. Well, I'm just going to take care of the thing then really quick. I'm going to draw another card.
Oh, you
Oh
like that
my.
storage deck, huh?
I'm telling you, you need
set?
matches. I'm your man.
Oh, man.
And then I'm going to deal with the thing.
Wanna roll for stamina first?
Yeah, stamina would get you an extra die.
Yeah, what the heck? It's 1
If,
die.
if you can roll.
Yeah, use that
Oh,
luck.
I can roll.
Bam.
Nice.
So I get 2 die. Well,
3 die.
3 die.
Nice.
You got this.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I
The
got
magic
something.
of cards.
I do have a flare.
Oh, you lucky dog.
Which changes any miss into a success, giving you the 1. You got it.
Nice.
Oh,
That's a
man.
nice safety net.
What a way to
That was
to
the
bust
safety
to waste
net.
a flare.
And that's all my actions for round 2.
That's it.
Okay, so that is the first 2 rounds of the game. You guys get an idea for how the game flows. Now, there's going to be some things that are probably going to happen here shortly. We're going to have to eat on one of the rounds at the start of the rounds, and we're going to have to bunk up together.
Yes.
We'll explain those in a minute when we come back to the game. So
Sounds good.
join us shortly. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are now on the 9th round of the game out of 15. We are going to show you for the first time what both the eat phase does and what the sleep phase does. We'll play a full round and then come back to the sleep phase. We're also going to give you kind of a recap of where we stand. Being that the 9th round is, our characters are much more built up at this point.
Things have changed.
Yeah,
for
things
sure.
have changed quite dramatically. We have, you have 4 items on you right now, which
Yeah.
is fantastic. You
I've
have
got
a
a
lot of abilities.
Flare gun, a knife, a guideline, which lets me move for free without spending an action, and a hotspot, which allows me when I'm outside, and my guy's built for being outside, but I have a hotspot now so that I'm able to re-roll 1 action dice once per round if I'm doing something outside.
All 3 of you have also unlocked your locker combos, which gives you kind of an action die. You're gonna you can reroll it at the start of every single one of the rounds. That gives you some kind of special ability to use. I also have an extra die, so to speak, but mine is to do an action. I gained with those same 6 experience points a 6th action, which is fantastic. So I have a little more agency and control over what I'm doing every single one of the rounds. The big thing that happened, though, is that we have some vulnerable cards on the table, and we have some helicopter points on the table. We're trying to acquire helicopter points in order to get off of, or get out of the Antarctic, or Arctic, where are we? The Antarctic, by the end of the 15th round. Now, I have 1 vulnerable card, which means I'm human, because it's not a thing card.
It's not.
You have 1 vulnerable card.
I have 1.
Which
You
also
have
means
2 vulnerable cards.
Do you not?
He has
I
nothing.
am safe.
But
Oh.
it's about to be a food round, and ironically, I don't think our cook.
No, I had to give mine
That's
away to
food.
help another teammate.
And the tricky thing here, too, is that the person who has the most vulnerable cards
Also
has
helicopter
the
bonuses.
only helicopter points on the table.
And that's how I got them. That's how you get them, is by going out there, and I was not in the right place at the right time.
And there was a moment at the end of the first phase where we had to bunk up. Jesse and I, or I'm sorry, Commander Gary and I bunked up together. So he did have to share this with me, and I can safely say that neither of us are infected.
No, that was before I had my
At
second
that
card. So
time.
That is
technically,
true.
I could have gotten the infection
Things
since
could be
then.
different.
Yeah,
Things
we'll
could be
talk about
different.
bunking in the next round. So let's talk about the eating round first. At the very start of the round, we have to feed all of our people, right?
Right.
And
So
in order to feed your
remove that.
people, you have to give away a canned good.
Or find one in one of your decks.
Yeah. And so, does anybody have any?
So the very first thing, we move this down
Yeah.
here as the commander. I tell everybody right now, play your canned food, or you got to eat open food. I'm going to play my canned food down,
And I don't have one.
I don't have one.
I have 1.
which means y'all two
Have to eat open food, and we're
welcome
vulnerable.
to the family.
All right. So,
So
In order, Anthony will draw the infected card.
Clean.
That's something.
Still good?
I'm good. I'm
That's
still
something
human.
would say.
Okay.
I'm still human.
But the thing is, I feel much better because now you're no less human.
I
than
feel
am.
more.
The tricky
worried.
thing is now we have 6 of the 12 cards.
Yeah,
and
50%
so
chance.
chance one of us
is it.
is
Mine's clean, so now I
bad.
trust y'all even less.
Yeah. Oh, I know I'm clean.
That
All right,
sounds like a
hold
lie.
on. Yeah, I'm totally clean.
All right.
I don't even need to check mine again.
All right, so we fed. Now we have to do the stamina. Now, being in round 2, a couple different things happen, or phase 2 of the game. Number 1 is if you start outdoors, you're losing more stamina off your sheet, meaning you could possibly be rolling fewer dice.
Yeah, I was freezing
The
earlier.
other thing is you have to roll more successes on the setbacks and the attacks that happen within the game. 1, 2, and then 3. So it's becoming a little bit harder for all of us to be able to play.
Yes, at the beginning of each of our turns, we're going to lose 2 stamina if we're outdoors, or if the camp door was busted, which, by the way, it had been busted. Both the boiler and the camp door had been blown to pieces. They have been mildly fixed since then.
In fact,
That's
that's
not
how you got
mildly
your
fixed.
black card, isn't it? Isn't that how you got
the door
yours?
broke?
Is when Anthony blew open the door.
anybody inside got the card.
Everybody was
Yeah.
inside
Maybe,
but him.
yeah.
That's,
All right, let's do this round.
Okay, so everybody outside goes down 2. Everybody play the canned food, and
Now we reset.
it is locked, so we're all stuck inside.
I'm fine with that.
It is razor wire, and it's 1 critical strike, so we do not want to get hit by this, and I have no blue buffs. But since you did the fire, I at least have
Rolled
a
5
dice.
dice against that.
right.
Wow,
we
this
reset our
is
actions.
not great.
Yeah, reset your actions.
And roll your locker dice
Oh
if you have
yeah.
them.
The cool thing about the locker die is if you've rolled it and not used it, you can hold on to that same face. I have a flare, which is a fairly powerful die, so I'm not going to re-roll mine.
All right.
Okay, I think, I don't know, Anthony, torch or hatchet? I think,
You trying to create something?
yeah, because I got a buildable, and that puts me in a really good
yeah.
spot.
Are
But
you gonna
let's,
replace something?
yeah, I'm gonna have to.
He's in a tough spot right now. He has his extra location where he can put his items locked out. He needs 4 experience to open that. All 3 of us have unlocked that, meaning we can carry more items. But he's gonna have to replace something in order to.
And the truth is,
reslot something.
because I'm about to deal with something blue, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my knife, use my buildable, and use the screws. This buildable becomes wood. And then I end up upgrading to a hatchet, which is going to give me a little better chance
Nice.
against the barbed wire, the razor
Hatchet's
wire.
great for repairing too, which I completely glossed over.
Oh yeah,
I had it for a
what's
long
the
time.
ability on the hatchet?
I don't have it anymore.
If once you have a hatchet, you could re-roll 1 miss when you're repairing something.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So the next thing I'm going to do.
While you're
Oh,
doing
I
that,
need
anyone
to
have any
build.
rope and metal?
I do have metal,
just
but
used metal.
I'm
No rope.
yeah, I'm kind of in the same
I'm
boat
trying
you
to.
are.
If I can get that, I can immediately upgrade. Oh, I'm sorry.
draw.
Yeah, I can immediately upgrade this to the camp defense.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
so
I get
yeah.
a knife, I need the knife, the shield, and screw, which I already have.
It's really interesting because early on in the game, everyone's really friendly and sharing things back and forth. But as you just saw, I have metal, but
I'm in a
kind
tight
of-
spot.
Yeah.
Okay, this last action, I'm going to go ahead and try to bump my stamina up a little bit. It's not going to give me an extra dice, but it'll get me a step closer to getting an extra dice.
Okay.
Or not.
Or not. Okay, so I'm now going to deal with the razor wire. I got 1, 2 to get 2.
Oh, what?
So he has to roll 2
Ah,
to
that's
get
going to give
2
me a crit.
successes.
That's going to give me a crit strike.
Looks like the
Is that what
medic's
it
gonna
gives
have
you?
some
Yeah.
work.
Yes, the green ones.
All right.
Okay, medic, I'm going to be needing.
He's got to
you
get
in
a
minute.
perfect roll.
No.
Oh!
I should have saved. That's why I should have saved my flak jacket for a crit.
Yeah, it's critical. So the criticals is that when you start your turn,
If you
have that, you're going to
if
get
you
an
end
extra
your
strike.
turn with
End
one.
your turn with
So
one.
now I've got to get rid of this next
by
round,
his
which is
next
where you're
turn.
going to come in because I need the medic.
Right.
You have
That's where I'm coming
responsibilities.
in.
You have responsibilities.
Right.
All right, so now it's my turn. I am
Yeah.
going to try to build something. I got to. So I'm going to search since I have the
What
jacket.
did you need, medic?
I needed a rope and metal.
No, I was going to say I got it. I don't have either of those things. I was just going to try to border with you.
You get a rope and metal.
I do have metal. Okay. The jacket's going to help out a little bit here.
He's got a great ability right now. He has a jacket on him that allows him to spend only 1 action to search where everyone else at the table is spending 2.
That's
so he can
huge.
plow through those decks pretty
How many
quickly.
cards you got there?
And there is a hand limit, 5 cards.
Yeah, it looks like he has 17.
I have 7. I have to end my turn with
Right.
5. So I'm going to go ahead and spend this to search another one.
So playing a card is a free
Nice.
action. He used that to gain a free action.
Okay, so I have wood, screws, metal, cloth, and rope.
I need metal and rope.
Metal and rope. Do you have anything that I could possibly benefit from?
I need my screw in order to do the camp defense. I'll have to build the knife and then use the screw plus my shield to make the camp defense.
So in other words,
no.
no.
Now remember-
I only need to
The
take
answer is
stuff.
no.
Remember,
I can't help you.
we're all locked
you can help me.
down. We're all locked down, so we're
We
going to
can't
be
go inside.
searching anyway.
Yeah, so you needed what now?
I needed rope and metal.
Rope and metal. Let me see if I can get what I need without using those.
Now, when we trade, since we both have vulnerable cards,
Oh.
Yes.
this is one of the interesting points of the game. We need to stop and talk about this. Everyone at the table has vulnerable cards, meaning that one of us may or may not be infected. Anytime you trade with someone that has vulnerable, you get to see what they are. And that's done by this little clicker here. You're going to basically, well, it's in the right side.
Yeah.
It's basically set to the center area, but you're going to push it to one side, showing them in secret what you are.
And
If
even
you
then, you
choose
can
to
choose.
infect.
If you're the
If you
thing,
choose, yeah.
can choose to just, I'm
Slow
going
play.
to bait
You can
them a
slow
little
play, yeah.
longer,
Yep.
bait them a little longer.
You can consciously infect them or not.
Right.
Yep,
You want them?
I do.
Okay, good, because I'm clean. But if you want them, you have to take this as well.
Or you roll.
But it gets you 1 roll for spending the action, so you get to roll. And if you miss it, then you have to decide if you want to continue and take it, or continue by spending more actions to roll again.
I'll
Depending on
nail
how
this.
much you, there you go.
Okay,
So you don't even have to worry
look.
about it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll nail it.
I saw a red glare on the table when he had it up like this.
Okay, so
Reflecting
I'm gonna
off the
build
cloth.
something now. So I've got wooden screws plus my knife to upgrade to a hatchet. A hatchet, please.
Nice.
Which will give me a blue
we have
against
2
the
hatchets
event.
on the table now.
Yeah, so this will help me with the event a little.
And it'll help us repair things.
Yeah.
So.
And what was it, just to recap, what was it that allowed him to avoid the potential infection?
When you trade, even when nobody has a vulnerable card, you have to spend an action to receive during that trade. Now, when there are vulnerable cards out, that action guarantees you 1 roll to avoid the possible infection clicker.
So he can continue spending actions and keep on rolling.
Yeah,
But
if you really don't
drain your
trust
actions
me,
dry.
you can keep spending actions to try and get a success, so that way
Okay.
you don't have to take it.
Interesting.
And I don't think I can build anything else at the moment, so I will roll for stamina.
Or repair?
Oh, good point.
got a hatchet? Do it.
I could do that because
Oh,
the
yeah, he
stamina's
has
not
the
going to get me
hatchet.
anything instantly.
And if we come across another madman,
And here comes the
He
hatchet.
gets a
But-
free reroll with the
Get the
hatchet.
hatchet reroll. Come on.
Oh,
Okay, so
You
I
have
will not
another
be
hatchet?
within- No, so now I have to deal with event. So I get 1, 2. I have to do a perfect,
perfect roll. Welcome to my world.
oh boy.
I don't want to have to do this. But is it? You don't have medkits, do you? Because I
Use it.
could spin
Use
the
it.
flare.
Dude, you
I
don't
don't
hang
have
on to
any
a flare
medkits.
with an infection. Because even if he comes across one, I'm going to need it because I'm going to die. So he can't
Yeah.
treat both of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that,
Just re-roll it.
and then that changes this to a success. So now I beat it.
You're safe.
So he's using a special die there
My
in
flare.
order to change a
Yeah.
non-success to a success.
Yes.
All right, you're out of actions.
Yeah, I'm done.
I am going to, what was I going to do? Oh, I'm going to build. I'm going to build a knife.
You were going to give me a med kit too, if I recall.
I don't have any. I've got one card in my hand.
You were
so
going to
you
search.
know it's not a med kit.
You're going to search to get me a. I'm
All right,
going to
so I
die.
need a knife.
So knife.
You actually just keep the knife because I'm going to combine
upgrade
my
it?
knife with my screws with my shield to build a camp defense.
Nicely done.
Nice. Camp
So
defense.
camp defense says I can spend 1 XP to look at the top card of the event deck and kind of prepare for
Plus,
it.
it's a +2 with red events.
All right,
and
I'm going to search
+1 with blue.
my own deck for 1.
Please, 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 please.
Uh,
Not a med kit, I'm guessing.
I'm going to use
how you
this
avoided
Yeah, I
to
did.
gain an action and spend it with this one to search again.
Nice.
Please, please.
Doesn't look like
I
it.
know.
It's a good card apparently.
Oh, he has a smile. Jeremy has the best poker
Okay.
face ever.
Remove 1 strike from all players sharing the same space as you. So you're sharing the same space as
Oh, thank God. You're a good man. You're a good
I
man.
could have completely saved this by just taking a strike, and then he would have
you. All
healed
right.
me.
You are welcome. If you are the thing at the end of this, we are no longer friends.
No, I just want to point out that was a pretty powerful card to play for 1 strike.
That's okay.
Yeah,
When
but
he-
it would have.
he was-
I would have to have stayed with him in order to get rid of it because it would have spread.
Yeah, I got you.
We're good.
Plus
You're
it's
done?
Nasty
I
wounds.
am. Oh no, I got to take care of that.
Oh,
Because
yes.
Oh.
all
I
right.
was getting the
So
infection.
2 for
out.
this, 2 for my axe, 1 for my camp. I have
you
been
go.
rolling terribly. I just
Well,
need 2.
So you technically would have wanted to hold on to that until after you dealt with this,
That's
right?
a good point. This is where order of events is very key sometimes.
But he was thinking of the other people on his team.
Boom.
Well, at
I
least
get
you
it.
don't need it.
I'm good.
I would have felt so bad if he would have missed it. After
I
doing
would have
that.
laughed.
I'm sure I would have
Alright.
laughed too, but I'd have felt bad eventually.
I knew that roll was going to happen.
Okay,
right.
You're
McCready.
done?
I'm done.
All right. What am I going to do? I think I'm right here in storage. I am going to search storage. Now, when I use my guideline, I can move between these? Or
Yes.
Anything, yeah, back as much as you want.
I'm going to search storage first. It's trash, so I'm just going to put that in the bonfire.
Now, your camp defense, does it say anything specifically about when you look? Just
Spend 1 XP to look at the
oh,
top.
anytime. I think that's what it is, 1
event
XP.
card. Yeah. It's probably not the best thing for me. I'm not going to go out and get an XP, but it does give me +2. So I'm rolling 6
that in
attack
itself
dice.
by
I'm
itself,
going
yes.
to search
Fantastic.
storage again.
The reason that's a big one for all of us, including you, is you might want to go outside. Be like, let me see if the next one is going to lock me out there before I go.
Yeah.
And that keeps us all where you could say, okay, stay inside, guys. It's going to lock.
Yeah. So my strategy, and while you're making a decision, I'll talk about my strategy right now. And this could be totally wrong because this is the first time I played it, is to now stay indoors. I have 6 of these actions, means I can search 3 times every single one of my turns, is to burn through my deck to try to find my blood test. My blood test is going to allow me to pinpoint and see who I think may be the thing. And they can't lie to me either,
No.
which is fantastic with the blood test. Also to get some healing stuff for players and get food and stuff.
But what you also need to do is keep in mind, too, even if you come across that, if this game were to end right now, because of this, we're most likely going to lose.
You would have to roll a perfect
Yeah.
6 to cancel out yourself, or we'll need to carry on that burden by getting more points. So that if that's your strategy, then we need to go out and search
We need
more.
to balance that
right.
strategy.
Well, that is my strategy.
That's all well and good. I'm
Nice.
finishing my turn. I have 1 action. Anthony, I have 1 question for you.
Okay.
Do you have any items, buildables that you might share?
I have
Otherwise,
metal and cloth. Is that anything you need?
metal and cloth. I would take a cloth if you're willing to share a cloth.
I do believe I don't think I'm gonna use that, so I would share it as long as you trust me.
I think I do. I think I do.
Okay.
I won't look at that.
Just look at this.
Oh, you still. That's good.
All
I was
right.
gonna say you still get the roll,
Still
but I'm
clean.
not worried about it because I'm clean. Why would I help him if I'm
Just
clean?
the eye contact was like,
know.
oh.
I don't know. All right, you're done. You need to roll for your razor wire.
I'm done. I need to roll
I'm
for
a
the
good
razor
leader.
wire.
Roll for this because we don't want you to get cut.
It's blue, so I have 1, 2,
three. You're looking
3.
You need 2. Or you're getting cut.
2.
Ooh.
Nice.
All right, so we're safe in that round. Now we are going to go into the 10th round. This is where we have to bunk up. Now, it's interesting. You can bunk in any of the locations that you are in. So if these two characters can bunk together because they're both indoors. However, if I was in this location, these two characters cannot bunk together. The other interesting thing here is that when you bunk with another player, you have to show if you are infected or not.
You still have the option.
You do have the option, that's true. If you choose not to bunk with another character, you're going to be infected.
Well, you have to
You
take
have
a
to draw a
vul-
blank.
You have to take a
you have to take a
vulnerable card,
vulnerable
yeah.
card.
You
You
have that
might
chance of
be.
becoming infected.
The sleep rounds are the things best chance to infect somebody because there's nothing they could do. There's no roll. It's just straight out. So
Who are we bunking?
well, they just shared that card with that wonderful
Yeah,
look.
we've
so that
both
could be
traded.
us.
Y'all have both taken from me and seen my clicker. So
He didn't.
I
He
didn't see your
rolled.
clicker.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
avoided
you
your
rolled
clicker.
it. Oh, that's right. Well, you saw mine, and you
Yeah.
know I'm clean.
Yeah.
So,
I'll
but
bunk
I
with-
haven't
I'll-
seen yours.
I'll bunk with,
You're about to.
I'll bunk with you.
That was,
I'll bunk with you.
but he's willing to search for his blood test, which tells me
He's safe.
he's probably clean. You sure
wanna
you don't
bunk?
want to bunk with me?
I might sleep alone.
Yeah, but then that means somebody else has to draw a black.
I'm
These two
clean.
more black cards
If
come
you're
out.
definitely clean, I wouldn't want to risk
Okay.
that.
Are we
so
bunking?
We'll bunk. I'll bunk with you.
Don't you? That's me. Yeah.
Nice.
Excellent.
I like
Still
that.
as clean as a whistle.
Same
The great
here.
thing is that we could all be clean. I
Yeah.
mean, we literally all could be safe and just super paranoid at
I
this
would
point.
like to hope we are.
Yeah.
But here's where it's going to get bad. Let's say I'm gonna assume we're all human. I just got this feeling. I'm gonna assume we're all human. We will lose this game unless we go out here, and of course, going out here is going to get really hard.
Right.
And
That's
more
when black
vulnerable
cards are going to start
yeah.
coming up. So say goodbye to humanity if we don't do this right.
All right, so we've bunked up. Everyone outdoors has to lose 2 stamina, and we're all indoors, so we're good. Now we're going to draw a camp event, and we're going to recycle.
Hopefully
Everyone
it's
can
not
Not
reset all
locked.
their
Hopefully it's
stuff.
not locked. You ready?
And we need to get outside.
This is the good one. Okay, it's Paranoia. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Starting with me. Okay, following turn order, each player rolls 4 action dice. The sum of all of the successes must be equal to 2 times. So right now, we need to roll a total of 8 successes. So
Okay.
here we
Oh,
go.
between all of us.
Yeah,
So
so
rolling
all I gotta do is roll
Interesting.
my
It's a
part.
communal roll,
16
effectively.
dice,
I
and
just
we
gotta,
need 50%.
I gotta roll 2 of them. That's it.
Yeah.
Here's 3 right here.
One,
Nice.
All right,
Now
we
Anthony
get
only needs to roll 1.
3,
Here you go. These are lucky. I feel it.
Let's go here.
3,
4,
4,
5,
5,
6, 7,
6, and 8.
Nice.
We got it.
I don't even need to roll,
don't even
but
need
I'm
to
going to
roll.
just for good measure. push 2 more.
Okay.
Nice.
What happens?
We don't get strikes.
Yeah,
And we don't have to deal
All
with it. We don't have to.
it's literally
Nice.
just
you know.
paranoia spreading.
Now,
Can we reset our actions?
yes, and roll the dice if
roll.
you got them.
I'm holding on to my flare.
Good
that
call.
It's a snack.
Another bullet.
It's
Yeah.
food for me if I have this unlocked. Otherwise,
okay.
it's just an extra stamina.
Now,
What you need.
I don't
Yeah.
have this, but I can't get this because I don't have XP.
Yep.
You just searched.
Yeah, I searched once and I got screws.
What are you trying to do? And you need to go
I need
outside?
something, yeah, but I need something. I'm scared to go outside.
You have to go outside. Oh.
Yeah,
You're in a bad place.
I'm in a really
He's
bad
in a
What
place.
bad
is your roll
place.
for stamina then?
I can because I was trying to build something to help me to go outside. You don't have any alcohol on you extra?
I have no cards.
No, I have no alcohol.
Okay, well in that case I'm hurting. I'm gonna go for stamina.
That counts. All right, there you
Nice.
Okay, that still doesn't
You need
bump
one
me
more.
up.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's
baby.
trying to get over a threshold. Once you have 4
Yes.
stamina,
There it is.
that allows
Okay,
you to roll
now
2 natural
I'm gonna.
dice.
Oh, if
instead
I
of
go
1.
out, I still can't draw. So at this point, I'm kind of in it.
as well
I'm
just
gonna
roll the
I'm gonna go
skill.
here.
Oh, you're on deck. Well, you have to discard down now.
I do. And I think
Do you have anything worth taking? What do you have that
I
you're
do.
willing
I
to
do.
give
I
up?
got wood, cloth, and screws. What I'm going for is just to bump even this one up to a club, which I'd need matches. And I'm guessing no, I'm the one who has the matches. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and try to burn or put in the bonfire. This is bullets, and nobody could use those, and I'm loaded with them.
Anytime you throw something in the bonfire, it's played face down. So there's some strategic elements if you're the thing, if you want to burn some cards.
These might not be bullets.
Also, once there are 5 cards in the bonfire, you're allowed to light it if you have a match or a lighter, and then everyone who's inside regains 2 stamina.
Yes.
Fantastic. We actually did that.
He did. He saved me big time. I was freezing.
All right, so you're done. What you got?
I would like to go outside, but I have 1-2 against anything, which is not good. So I'm going to try to get something to build.
If you guys notice, we're doing this counterclockwise circle. That's just because the natural way that we've been doing it every round. The leader can choose any way that we wish to go, and
At
there
the
may
start,
be
yeah.
there may be times in the game where that could change through the course of the game.
Okay, so...
And the reason I'm picking this is sometimes, like, I might not want the cook to go last because by time he finds something, it's too late. Same thing with the medic. There's a certain order that the play style will kind of dictate how.
And you're able to choose that each round?
No, I've set it up. So now if I don't
just
trust
at the
somebody,
beginning of the game, okay.
Give me an axe, please.
Okay. Wow.
Whoa, you're
Everybody's
Both
looking
got
rough, but
axes.
you're looking really good too. I'm the only one.
I'm in decent shape.
All right.
My one bonus that I have
Now-
over everybody is I got both mine unlocked,
Might as well
but that
search
now
again.
has. I'm suffering here.
Food. No event. I'm good. That's it.
All right, I am going to go ahead and move outside, and I will search. Should I do that?
Just flip it.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm
the
wondering.
door.
I'm wondering if I should search this deck and start helping people.
If you're looking for your blood test,
Yeah.
then yeah.
But I'm going to search. Oh no. All right, I've got to fight the thing, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice
got
against
it.
them.
All you
Oh,
need is
come
2.
on.
But I
You
need 2
2.
successes. I'm
Got
Easy.
it. Oh, we
Okay.
just got 2.
Oh, yeah, that's all the 2.
All right, I will search again. Door damage.
There it went.
Oh, no.
Remember that moment where we
Gain
were
your
all
4
human?
XP for the searching. You drew twice.
Yeah.
All right. So
And we can do nothing about that.
So we all get,
I get a black
So
card.
in
you
turn
get a
order,
black card.
we each get a
everybody
vulnerable
gets a
card.
black card.
That was probably not the smartest decision on my part. I was I had
I
this
am
light at the end of the
still
tunnel wanting to get
clean.
experience. So,
How many are left?
and I can't even really spend this
Oh my
experience
gosh,
in anything
there's a
worth.
possibility of 3 of those.
I can't move again, so I will roll.
Someone's
for
got to
it.
be infected.
I'm clean, so that
You
makes
know
me
the
more
irony
than
is one who's
experienced.
not is the one who blew open the door.
So again, just to explain
yeah.
what happened, go ahead and start taking your turn,
Yeah.
because I'm out of actions. I drew a card that's door damage, and that put the 3rd strike on the camp door. When you have 3 strikes on it, everyone inside has to draw a vulnerable card. It blows the doors open. We have to repair this quickly.
Now it could have been repaired first,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of players just think no, they push their odds, and
With
this has
that
happened
extra
twice.
action you had.
Yeah, that was the total stingy move by me. So
Anthony and you have both done that, and
I
I have
know.
suffered from both the consequences of y'all. I've had the consequences of y'all doing that.
I wanted to get my locker.
Anthony, I
combo.
got to ask you, since you have so many things, do you have any buildable, let's
I have
see.
metal and cloth.
You have metal and cloth. Can you spare the cloth?
Yes, I can.
I will
And
take
do you
the
want to
cloth.
spend one to not see what he just drew? 'Cause
Well,
now you could.
He'll be able
anyway.
to do that anyways with the spending
So
of the
roll one
trade.
right now.
So to receive this, you get to spend an action and roll. And you
There
don't
it
even
is.
have to take my clicker.
I did spend an action to do it.
Yep.
So now I have the cloth, and now I'm going to build. Spend one of these to build myself a scarf.
There you go. You're looking good. I got 2 level 1 items.
So the scarf allows him to re-roll to gain stamina on the indoors or to gain experience on the outdoors.
Yes.
And
And it's
I'm
his first
actually
step into
gonna.
a coat.
Nice.
I'm gonna just move outside.
Get some helicopter bonuses. Oh, you can't.
Yeah, I can't do anything out there.
XP. Oh, repair.
Oh, good point. Good point. I will try to repair,
So
The
that way
door.
they could blow it open again and give me another card.
and it's repaired.
Nice.
All right, that's the end of the
That's-
round, guys. So it's going to get really hard. We have 5 more rounds to play through, and each of the next rounds, if you're outdoors, you're losing 3 stamina, instead of 2.
We need 3 successes.
Plus, any of the obstacles or the attacks are now going to require 3 successes as well. So we're going to cut here, and we'll come back in the very final round to show you what kind of mayhem has been created.
And who might be the thing.
There's 3 cards. There's 3 possibilities that one of us not in. So yeah.
All right, we'll find out soon, guys. Welcome back. We are now at the end of the game. We're at the helicopter round.
Some of us are anyway.
And some things have happened since last time we've been with you guys. So to bring you guys up to speed. 2 things happened. Jesse and I both died.
Horrible things.
And it happened in phase 3 during the sleeping round because of the fact that we had a locked event and I had 2 strikes on my character, meaning I couldn't bunk with another character. All of the vulnerable cards, all 12 of the vulnerable cards are gone, meaning that the player who cannot bunk with another player gets a strike. And it was my 3rd, meaning that my character is turned over and is now dead, whether he's human or infected. And we had 2 characters, these 2 guys, who decided to bunk together. Jesse also had 2 strikes, meaning he had to bunk alone. No more vulnerable cards. He got his 3rd strike.
But that was intentional because was an accident.
Yeah.
You just got locked out. The group was out there. I had 2 strikes, and as you said, it tells us 2 things. Anytime you can't draw a card, it means you get a strike instead, and also tells us somebody's it.
Yeah.
And because of that factor, those 2 could have chose to take a strike, still been alive, and I'd have been alive, but they chose to bunk together and intentionally killing who they think is infected.
And I think the reason they did that, just to give you guys some insight, the last time we did one of those sleep together rounds, you and I bunked together. And at that point, I had 2 cards, you had 2 cards, you had 1, and you had none. You guys have gained more cards over the course of the game than we have, so I think there may have been some suspicion on what we saw from each other and you guys not trading with us at that point.
I think so. I've gained 4, so it might appear as though I'm probably maybe the most suspicious at face value. You only gained 2, period. And we bunked together a couple times, so I felt a little safer for him. Although Jesse's got me a little nervous here going into the helicopter phase.
I hope so.
About whether or not you're human or not.
Given that many points, I'm just as nervous thinking you're trying to sneak on.
Yeah, some of the other things that have happened too is we've had a lot of successful draws. We've gotten a ton more helicopter points.
And one of the cool things about this game is that when you bunk with another player or you trade with another player, if you are infected, you don't have to show that to them. You can slow play the game to try to get them to believe that you are human.
Yeah.
And that way, you're going to be adding your own helicopter points up if you're invited onto the helicopter at the end of the game. So now we're at this phase. You and I are both dead.
But we still have a chance to win
if
we're humans. Now, unfortunately, according to what you were saying, is whether we believe you, you never had a chance to get your test.
Yeah.
No, I was going through this deck of mine and trying to stay inside for the last part of the round. I think I said at the very beginning, and my strategy was to stay outside, gather some different items, get some different abilities, and come back in and go through this deck. But I still have 10 cards left. So I was digging through it as fast as I possibly could, but by the end of the game, no one was inside, and you guys were locked out from coming in between the 2 areas. So I died.
Here's what I know.
This is where the mind games have definitely started because, like I said, Jesse's really got me wondering whether or not he's been slow playing me the whole time.
And here's the why. If I know for fact they can't both be the thing. And the reason I know this is because I know I'm human. If they were both the thing, they wouldn't have chose to let me die because they need a human to leave.
Yeah.
So if you're human, you're out the game. It doesn't matter. If you're the thing and you're the thing, y'all both know it. Surely you do. And you think we're going to need Jesse to leave. So the fact that y'all let me die lets me know one of you is human. And I'm believing I don't know you well enough. I know him well enough, but I'm believing you're the human. And that's why I'm wanting you to leave him, because if he gets on, he doesn't have many how many bonuses do you got?
3.
He's got +3. I've got what? +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And the issue though,
and a reroll.
And a reroll. The issue is though, in all honesty, even if you left him behind, I'm thinking it's probably not gonna work, because if he's human, that 6 points he can't roll for, 6 points you can't roll for, you don't get any of these.
Yeah.
So here's what you got to ask yourself. If you believe me now,
Well, I can't get any of those, right?
no,
Right.
because
Those are out of play.
Yeah.
Now, see, here's what's going through my mind. You're making complete, perfect sense to me. Or
I'm playing
this
you like
isn't
a
a
tune.
ridiculously elaborate ruse to get basically both sides.
If I was the thing, I would, in all honesty, and I know you're both human because I didn't infect anybody, I would try to get you to leave him behind because I don't want you to use his
He
bonus
wants you to
roll.
fail.
Right. And when we fail, you don't necessarily win, but we
You don't.
keep
I
us
stop
from
you
winning.
from winning,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
really
yeah.
want.
So we could Princess Bride this to death.
Exactly.
Let's make a decision. So we're both dead, meaning that defaults to you
As being the
as the
first on,
leader. So
yes.
what is your decision? Who do you want to board the helicopter? Obviously you
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Do you want to invite him on board?
Yeah, so
And
And
if
then
he
he can't
does
leave.
want to board, do you want to say no to him and then board by yourself?
I'm not sure. But you're boarding, right?
yes, to start the round, I get on the helicopter. So
Do you wish to say yes or no?
now you're
And
dead,
don't
so I
Princess
offer
Bride
you.
this to death.
Do
You
you
have
know
to make
him
a
well enough that
decision.
you think he's it?
I trust you. I
That's something to think.
suspiciously think he was infected, and then I think he infected Jesse because I think they were going to test each other,
We were. I'm not gonna lie. We
so
were
that
gonna
they
test
could
each
say
other.
that they were both
Definitely.
clean.
Here's the thing. I'm going with my gut here. I trust you.
You should.
I trust you. Although when you
question
say
is-
you should,
No,
that
my
makes
question
me feel a
is
little iffy.
He's convincing me a little bit that he might have been human. So all I know is we have a potential of having to roll 18. Because I still believe you're human unless you're doing a really good job of
Well, I
Best
think
case
so. What we
scenario.
roll is if he's a human, then that's
still have to-
revealed, and that's when we
Yeah.
determine how many
Again,
we
let's
have to
make this
roll.
very clear
Right.
on how this works.
Interesting.
At the end of the game, every human that is a human has to
Whether
contribute,
alive or dead.
has to contribute 6 points to the helicopter. So if 3 of us are human, we have to roll an 18. If all 4 of us are human, you have to roll a 24. So this is where it comes into play. If you choose not to bring an actual human on board, that number still counts for that player. So
yes.
you have to make it up between the fewer number of players that are
So
in.
I know for a fact my 6 or my bonuses is not going to count. The only hope I have as a dead player is that he had that blood test the whole time, and he didn't want to test because he was a
I
thing.
see,
And
I
in that
see.
case, I'm hoping you are both human.
Okay.
what are
Well,
you
you know
doing?
what? I'm boarding.
You're boarding.
I'm
All right,
boarding.
everybody
So he's
adjust to
coming
the. You
along.
can't lie right here.
So now we go to the reveal. Everybody put it on what their infection status
Ready?
is. and then
On
we
3.
I knew it. I unfortunately wasn't right about Jesse, but I had a suspicion.
So 3 of us are human, 1 of them is infected, which is me.
So it's going to hurt.
I did not have, just to say, I did not have the blood test. I was going for it. What I was trying to do is to try to get into your area so I could attack and kill one of you. And I was going to kill you, but I was locked out from going outside to kill you. Because I could have done it in one shot with all my different abilities.
You were going to kill or attack? Are you going
was gonna try
to
to-
shoot
I was
or
gonna-
to spread your infection?
to kill if I could, to attack.
Yeah, that'd jack this up.
All right, so you guys need 18. Let's
That's
figure out
what
how
we
this
need.
works.
18.
You're going into it with 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So an 8.
7.
And you get to roll the
And a
helicopter.
reroll.
8, 9, 10.
10.
So now we need to get
Roll.
8
All right.
between the 2 of us. So
Roll away, leader.
Come on, get a
You have
6,
no
Anthony.
reroll.
no reroll. So I need
1.
Six,
Get a
Anthony.
6.
Get a
Get a
6,
6.
Anthony. Yeah! And you get a reroll.
We just need 2. You should have spread.
If you roll a 1,
But I get a reroll, right?
If you roll 2 1s, that's the only way we're gonna lose this. There it is.
There it is.
Didn't even have to use the reroll.
Now I got to ask.
Team human.
See, next time, a little trust here.
Nice.
Next time, I'm curious now, because you had me on the fence. I was like, I believe him. And these two are so
well,
positive.
here's the problem. I drew it
Was it the last
super
one?
late in the game.
It was when the door
All my
busted.
suspicion was from that first one you drew
No
because of that
kidding.
grunt
well,
you
he
gave. I
saw
was like,
saw the 2 non-infected cards from me.
Who did?
You did.
Well,
You mean I slept?
Yeah,
we
you
bumped
saw-
together.
We bumped together.
Right.
I showed you non-infection
And
at
it
that
was
point.
so
I mean, I could have been lying to you,
Now,
but
if
I
we
was
would
not
have
infected
bumped,
at that point.
I'm curious because I was planning on bunking with you because I also wanted you to test
I
me.
would have infected you at
And
that
then you
point.
would have tested me,
But
and
I,
his theory
but I
would have been
didn't
right.
because we both died before
Right.
that happened.
that would have been
me being locked out of those positions prevented me from being able to infect or attack you guys, and I probably would have attacked you.
So one of the things you might want to consider once you, and it is unfortunate it was kind of later in the game that you got this, but you kind of want to stick around with the other people.
Yeah.
Once you're the thing, you certainly don't want to isolate yourself.
and I was
right?
trying to bait you guys by saying I had aid kit so you guys would trade it
Trade
with
with
me
you.
and infect you during the trade.
I tell you what,
But
if
it
you
never,
would've-
we were never in the same position.
Yeah.
If
it
you
just
would have
was
bumped with me and
unfortunate.
infected me in that sleep round,
Yeah.
I would have instantly said, we're just going to leave by ourselves. Knowing we couldn't. I'd have said that instantly because I would want him to start saying,
They'd start trying to play.
try to play you.
Interesting. Well, that's the end of the game. We're going to go sit on the couches and talk a little bit more about it, get a little bit more meta on the whole thing, and really dig in there. But we got off Antarctica, left the thing behind here. He is going to join us on the couches, though, so we'll catch you there. Well, we're sitting here at the couches, or the chairs rather, as promised. We've got the thing here with us still, Jeremy. We've got Jesse and Anthony and myself again. We're going to talk a little bit about the experience a little bit more. We shared with you mostly as we played, but we thought we'd talk a little bit about the game and get a little bit more of a background about Jesse and Anthony here. So guys, thanks again for coming all the way up here and playing
was a
with
blast.
us.
It was
It
enjoyable.
was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The game
Absolutely.
absolutely built in a way, like when you first start that thing, you're sharing stuff. You're like, oh, I want to build this. Okay, here you go. And then as soon as one of those cards come out, you start wondering.
The paranoia.
And then, and you guys probably didn't get a real good appreciation for this just from watching the segments that we showed. But once all those cards were out, or even just, there were 3 left, and we were like, well, someone's got to be it at this point. But I don't think it was the case, because you got,
It was the 10th card that was drawn.
it was the 10th card, so
Yeah.
2 left. Yeah, so it was a 3
of
that was
those
okay.
3 left, it was the 3rd to the last card, and he took it.
Yeah.
And then kind of got stuck in a place, he couldn't infect very well.
Yeah, I got stuck behind some lockable cards which prevent you from traversing the indoors and the outdoors,
Yeah.
so I could get to you guys and attack you and infect the people that I thought were going to contribute the most to the team. So I gotta say, I mean, I've read through the rules 3 times before playing. You guys obviously introduced the game to us for the first time. And these kind of games, they don't really latch onto your brain when you're reading through the rules until you actually sit down and play the game. But there's a lot more meat on this game than I ever expected from the game. I love the fact that you are torn every single round between what you want to do.
Decisions.
The decisions that you have to make. And those decisions kind of trail you through the game. Like, do you want to go in early and just find a lot of consumables and buildables to be able to build up your character, or do you want to get those early helicopter points by searching the outside, knowing that it's going to affect you? However, you want to go out there early, because if you do, you're facing less stamina, I don't want to say deboost, but debuffers from your character, so you can have a chance to get those cards early. But you also want to be able to go out there with the right kind of equipment so that you can be a little more efficient with your character. And I didn't expect that when I first started playing. And then once I started building my character, I was like, this is really cool.
Yeah, did the game, as you guys were designing it, did the game always have as much of that decision making? I mean, it was through and through.
supposed to. That was the hardest part of the game. It was a little bit of backwards creation when the game was being mentally established, like built. There were those things that we wanted. It needs to have this, it needs to have that. So when we first started playing, it didn't. And that's why it was on the drawing board for so long, because we would try it and it just wouldn't fall into place right, or we'd realize, well, the inside-outside thing's not working. And there was even a point when we first did it where it was the player who would become it could start poisoning and doing things to other players. Sabotage. And we realized, well, that kind of falls into all the other games. We want this guy to act and sound and continue playing the game as if he always was, which falls right into the book/movie. There is not that, we're all trying to save the generator. Now that I'm it, I'm going to destroy the generator. It didn't have that. We're all going to get the helicopter, and now that I'm it, I want to get the helicopter. And it makes people more paranoid, because the things they're watching, it's not so easy to find, as we saw towards the very end.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that anybody at any given time could become infected. It's just a matter of trying to deduce who you think is either acting suspicious or doing things against maybe their character that they're playing, or may have a lot. I mean, like for my instance, I had 3 of the cards, so you had 4, so you obviously would be more suspicious. you were acting fishy a lot through the game. Maybe it's just because of your personality, but I always suspected you of being on one side or the other and then just kind of hiding that behind your personality.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that mental game that goes on with who you're playing at the table, your experience level with these style of games, but also, as I said from the very beginning, this game is a lot meatier than I originally expected. And I love the fact that people that are experienced gamers like us can jump in and play something like this and really enjoy it, but it's also really good social experience too for those players as well.
That's what I found fascinating. A lot of social deduction games, and I don't even want to put this in, pigeonhole this game in that category, because there's so much more going on. Most of those games, you're really just doing mechanically a thing or a couple things. And then the whole goal is figuring that out, and that's it. This, you've got those buildable items, you're leveling up your character, you're going inside and outside. It really felt like a game, a fun journey to the end, regardless of whether you're going to win or lose at the end.
Yeah, it's an entire survival game with a deduction aspect.
And then you throw the thing in on top of that. And that's what we worked on the most. When we were making this game, it was not about the thing. It's when we sat down, it was truly, let's make an awesome game that's fun about surviving to this helicopter round. Oh, and then by the way, let's possibly put an infection in there. Because, you know, you just now telling me it was the third card left that you grabbed. I'm so curious now, going back, what if that would not have been it, which meant it would have been one of the last two cards. I'm so curious if we would have turned on each other, because think about it. You had in your head already, you know, one, and then you said the same thing. I thought maybe it was you back and forth. What if we had never grabbed one of those last two cards, or that last third card? We all had assumed the same thing. He's already in the group, which means the outcome might have still been very similar, where y'all might have left me, and we'd have all been saying, no, we're human, and very end we'd have found out, wait, we were all human.
I love that aspect too. I mean, the whole hiding the human aspect until the very end and not really knowing, the fact that the thing can be in your presence, that you interact with the thing, and that thing player can hide it from you. Right? You could go into the end game condition with all four players being human, but there's so much suspicion that's built up in the game that you start accusing people and kicking people off that need to be on the helicopter. It's not just you're the thing, let's kill you, we're done with the game. It carries with you all the way until the very end of the game.
Yeah, well, and there's so many things. Now that you've mentioned what you just said, it's crazy to think what one little card out of order could change things. Because if he hadn't have gotten it, then it's entirely possible. I can't remember what triggered that round of getting cards, but there's a couple things that happened towards the end where
I can tell you. The door blew open from someone opening. I think
that's how we got both of our cards, is because they blew the door open.
Oh, we were both outside?
I think it was a door explosion.
So, but it made me think, what if I had gotten that? Because at that point, I had all of those helicopter points. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm human. I got these helicopter points. I'm feeling good. But you've got to be prepared as a player to totally change your game.
Instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah.
Because if I'd gotten that infected, and this has had to have been the thought going through your head, it's like, okay, what? I've got to do something different now. Like,
well,
who do I infect? How many people do I infect? Do I try to infect? Like, I'm thinking, if I were infected, I would try to infect the other people who didn't have a lot of cards.
Because they're going to get on.
And hopefully just slowly try to make that happen so that the one guy with all the cards, which was me in this case, was left with like, okay, well, I guess. But then there's the trick of like, if there's no vulnerability cards left,
then it's
someone's the thing.
Exactly. And that is you realize him getting infected was probably, or him, it was the best thing that could happen to you. Because
it would have been you.
We would have all looked at you, simply because you had the most and you had all the points.
It should have been him because he drew out order. I was going to say that earlier.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, you drew the first card, and then you, then me. It should have been you.
Oh, really?
But
go back and look at the tape.
There was no tape for that, but yeah, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, the game is just, it's really fascinating what you guys were able to accomplish with this game. So where does it go from here? Like, obviously, it's on its way to backers, so if you want to late pledge it, you can.
Yes.
Are you guys thinking about maybe releasing this to retail, maybe re-kickstarting it? How can people go about finding
doing
this game?
more with the game?
Yeah, doing
like we play all so many games, and every time we play, we're always constantly thinking, probably like a designer does, but although we're not designers, what what about this? Could you do this? Like
Right.
all those items, all those buildables.
Well, I mean, even adding to the game, but not affecting the gameplay
Yeah,
itself. 'Cause
right,
I think
exactly.
it's perfect the way it is right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But I mean, just building those things is so fascinating. You could always add more items to the game, or maybe more playable characters. To the game.
There's that danger, and neither of us would be opposed to that. There's the danger though, because the moment you start building, because as you see, once you're the thing, that's something we really wanted to balance well. Is as the thing, you always have to have a way out. Like to do a blood test, you have to have a black card. To to do these things, because you don't want anybody any given moment to be able to say, well, you're it, and it ruins the game for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's already hard enough. Your sleep round is the best way because people can keep blocking you when you're trying to give them stuff. So we don't want to overbalance that because then it would just stink being the thing. And you don't want to, like, the flamethrower is really hard, but we don't want to necessarily make somebody build it. It puts you in this weird spot because you don't want to ruin the items that are there by making them obsolete with new items.
Sure.
But like I think one of y'all mentioned, well, even if it was a different skin that had a different tweak, there's still something fun about the instant gratification of this plus this and this gives me this, and now I have it. And it just it.
All right, so don't mess with the game. But back to his original question.
Yeah.
Like hitting retail, what's the schedule for
We're
this?
definitely talking with some distributors about them getting it into retail, and they're very excited about getting as much inventory from us as we can, to the point where we're already deciding about second prints.
Wow.
But that becomes, the situation we have to deal with is deciding, well, okay, how are we going to fund this second printing? Do we do another Kickstarter? If we do we need to launch more material with that? All these
Good problems to have.
Very good problems
Yeah.
to have. Very good problems.
And as you see, like y'all played the core characters, which is our favorites. Even because we have obviously the ability to grab the other 4 characters. We like the core characters, but they all kind of offer something. That would probably be a fairly easy expansion. Would be other characters from the book. Conant, I think, was one of the guys. He almost made it, but he didn't. And he now playing it, you say, oh, it'd be kind of cool if I had 2 locker dice, or if I had so and so. All my items are cheaper. Little tiny things that make him different, and might be just enough to say, here's one more pack of 2 more characters that could be used in this game. And that way, it doesn't overbalance anything. It just lets me get a new option of things to do.
That's one of the things that struck you midway through our play. We were really enjoying the variability of the characters, and Jerry's like, man, I got to go look at the other 4 characters just to see what they do, because the characters do feel different from the beginning, just based on the cards that are in their deck and the different mixture. But then also, as you evolve over time, you had hatchets, so you were able to do X, Y, and Z. I had the hot
travel.
You were
spots.
loaded.
Yeah.
I was able to travel for free. I mean, I was loaded out, and I could do a lot of things. It made you feel very unique in what you were doing. It was very cool.
Guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you guys are
was awesome.
interested in the game at all, check it out on Certifiable Studios. You can lay back it right now.
Yep.
Fantastic art.
Yeah.
Fantastic game.
Yeah, the gameplay lived up to the artwork
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. And as always, guys, follow us on Facebook, like us on Twitter, all those other things that we do, and we will catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.